Well, I don't know if you can see this behind me. It's called the Vietnam Nurses Memorial. So this depicts nurses who take care of combat soldiers during Vietnam. And on the other side here is the Vietnam Memorial Wall. I don't know if you can see that in the back there. Yeah. So this is down, not far from the Lincoln Memorial, and it's a nice, quiet place and shady too. Actually, we're all a little shady, aren't we? But what I want to talk about is today they extended the PPP Small Business Loan Program. Oh, I can find it in here. For people to get money for their small business. I don't know. Remember the PPP? That was the thing that came out a couple months ago, and all the Fortune 500 companies started taking advantage of it, and they depleted it within like 3 days or something like that. And it was a couple $100 billion. Then they came out with another one for a few hundred more $billion. So it's now, I think, over $600 billion. But there's still, it was supposed to end yesterday on the 30th. I guess that's 2 days ago. But they still had $130 billion left. Nobody applied for. So they said, hey, let's keep it. And they're keeping it for another 5 weeks. And a lot of people got burned, because it was complicated and everything. But over the course of, the last month or two, they made it a lot easier. They made it a lot easier to apply, and they made it a lot easier to turn. See, it starts as a loan that turns into a grant. And the grant, as long as you use the money for certain things, like it had to be used for your mortgage or your rent, or primarily to pay your employees, so you have to keep them on the payroll. You can't fire everybody and keep this money, but apply. Now, the other thing about applying for this, if you remember, you have to go through an intermediary. These are people who make a little piece of the money on it. The government gives it. It doesn't come from you. But if you go to SBA.gov and put in PPP, and by the way, when you put in PPP, also look at the EIDL. That's an emergency money. That's easier to get, and it's my wife applied for it, and a day and a half, probably 2 days later, she got $1,000 in her bank for a little nonprofit organization. Wow. And it took her about 10 minutes to apply. She's not as geeky as I am, so I thought she'd have all kinds of help. I'd be helping. No, she was able to follow it through and do it, and just get $1,000. And I get so many people from who Let's Go Help members that are getting this money just within a few days. So apply for both, apply for either, apply for whatever you feel comfortable doing. But the EIDL is certainly a must. The other one in PPP is what they're expanding until August 8th. And you have to get somebody else. I see that, and I haven't checked lately because this rule just came out last night. So there are people besides banks that help you. Now, the SBA has a map of the banks that could help you apply, and so you could use one of them or find other people. To me, what I suggest is use community development banks or minority banks. They're now able to do this, and they're probably a little nicer than these big Wall Street guys. So to find them, if you Google, how to find community banks, and they have a website on the association that shows you these. Also, PayPal was doing it. Now, they stopped doing it a couple of days ago because they thought, it wouldn't be there anymore. Now that it's available, there may be there. There are other non-financial service providers are also doing this because they make a little money from it. So you may want to search around. A lot of people, ooh, there's a squirrel climbing on me. Oh, what the hell was that? But that's, important. There's also so many other business programs for business. Now, what's another great opportunity for small business is local. And if you've seen my videos lately, I show you how to find local programs by using the advanced search feature. Oh, yeah, here's somebody saying they just got $1,000 really fast for the EIDL. But start applying to your state, county, and city programs for this. So if you go to Google, and I have it, if you, if you're a member, you'll see it, or ask me about how to do it. If you're not, I have a video, in the last week or so on how to search Google to find the new COVID grants for business, for whatever. And there's a lot of new businesses like called reopen grants. So if you put COVID reopen grants and put your state, even though you have city, you put your state. That way you get a larger collection of the state grants. If you put in your city, you won't get the state grant. So put in your state and make sure you reopen grants. They have all kinds of grants for business. So make sure you look around for them. If you don't, if you're a member, let me know, and I'll show you how to do it. We have training videos to do that, and that's the Let's Go Help. And if you're not a member of Let's Go Help, want to be a member, you go to letsgo.com, to figure out how to become a member. But I think that's incredible opportunity. See, opportunities are not something everybody else is doing. An opportunity is you're there before other people. Yeah. And that's what now COVID has created, one of the biggest opportunities we've had, at least in my lifetime. And I've been following government programs for 40, 50 years now. This is the biggest opportunity to find them, because a lot of it is at the local level. And see, normally you can't use Google to find new programs. Because right now, if you put COVID grants, you're going to get 100 million, 100 billion websites, and you won't be able to find any of that stuff. But see, because these are all new, you can now Google and put in the advanced search when these websites became active, okay? And so if you just put in last week, last month, you're only going to get the new stuff that will be all government or nonprofit. So you only want to look at websites that are .gov, G-O-V, or .org, O-R-G. If it's .com, you look at them only if they're a media. So, somebody got $5,000 EIDL, then $2,000 on the PPP. See, they're getting all this stuff all over. So you got to figure out how to do this stuff. And so that's why you're local. If you Google, if you put in, say Ohio business grants, and then in the advanced search, you put in the time frame you're after, which there's usually a drop down anytime, or today, or last month, or whatever. And you just put last month to see what's there. And then set it up so it tells you the new ones every day. And that's what, so you do a Google alert. So if you set up a Google alert, and then they'll tell you all the new business grants, or you're having trouble pay your rent, and these are other new programs that are coming out. So you find out all the new things that are available to pay your rent every day, see? And that's what's important to do. So you're there first in line, because most of these just have X amount of dollars they're going to make available, and once they're gone, man, the party's over. So you want to be invited to the party early and be the first one there before all the shrimp is gone. Because they're only going to have so much shrimp at that party, right, on the buffet table. So if you're late, all the shrimp is going to be gone. So, I take care. Thank you. Somebody waving at me, some tourists, I think. And it's the same way with money, particularly the COVID money. That's not forever. They're not, none of these programs are for, they all have drop dead amounts, not dates. So when the money goes, it's gone. And then they have to go back to Congress to spend more. See, a lot of programs, Social Security, people keep showing up. People are going to get it. There's a gazillion more people show up. They're going to have to print that money and send it out. But these programs are different. So that's why you want to be there, be early, and be nice. Remember, being nice is the key to getting more money. You want to be a prick, okay. There's a lot of assholes around here. You're welcome to be one. That's what America is. You're allowed to be one. But believe me, if you're working with the government, you're going to get a lot more money if you're being nice. So remember, be nice. Oh, somebody said where? Yeah, for the SBA.gov is where you go and put PPP and EIDL, SBA.gov. For the state, I mentioned how to Google it. You got to Google the name of your state and COVID and then business grants. And then you have to do the advanced search where you put in the time. You want only the last month. Okay, that's in the advanced search for. And then if you need that, I got videos show you how to do that at Let's Go Help. Just ask me and I'll send it and teach you how to do it so you don't need me again forever, like an ex-wife.